If you are confused about where to start Python for AI and machine learning, this video is for you. Maybe you have been saying for months or even years, I will start Python. I want to get into AI/ML. But every time you open YouTube, you see a 12-hour Python full course, random tutorials, and you just close everything because it is too much. One channel says, start with this. Another says, no, first learn this. You try a few videos, you understand a bit, you forget most of it, and then that guilt hits. Maybe I am not made for coding. Maybe I am too late. If any of that feels like you, I understand you very well because I have been through that phase. I have seen so many beginners, especially non-CS students, completely stuck at this stage, not because they are lazy, but because nobody gave them a clear, honest roadmap that is specific to AI and ML. That is why I am making this video. In this video, I am going to give you a complete Python roadmap step by step from zero, where you will learn that how much Python is required for what stage of AI ML or for what job roles. Specifically for AI and machine learning, no useless topics for university exams, only what actually matters to build ML projects and move towards ML engineer or data science roles. If you are new here, I am Akash Gupta and this channel is Concepts of AI. I help non-CS and non-coding students truly understand real-world AI step by step. I did not grow up as some coding prodigy. I have gone through the same confusion, the same fear of can I actually do this that you might be feeling right now. So everything I'm going to tell you is exactly what I wish someone had told me when I started. So let us start with stage 0 in this roadmap. So stage 0 is mindset and setup. Most people want to jump straight into coding, but if your mindset is wrong and your environment is messy, you will give up in a few days. So first let us talk about the mindset. Which mindset I am talking about? You are not here to become a theoretical computer science topper. You are here to use Python as a tool to solve problems with data, to build ML projects and to reach real opportunities. Internships, jobs, freelance, research work, whatever your goal is. Think of Python like a car. You don't need to know how every part of the engine is designed. You just need to know how to drive it safely from point A to point B. For AI/ML, driving the car means cleaning data, exploring it, building models, testing them, and improving them. So, promise yourself one thing. I will not try to learn everything. I will focus only on what takes me closer to real ML projects. That one mindset shift will save you months. Now, let us talk about the setup. So, you need Python 3, that is the latest version, on your system and a good code editor like VS Code or PyCharm. I use VS Code personally. You should be able to open a folder, create a .py extension file, write a few lines and run it without the drama. Stage 0 should not take you more than 2 or 3 days if you decide, okay, I am serious now. If setup and fear of coding are already blocking you, I have shared videos on this channel where I talk about non-serious journeys, how to think about AI/ML and how to get over that initial fear. After this roadmap, go to the channel homepage and watch those. They will calm your brain and give you clarity. Now, stage 1, that is your core Python. This is where actual coding starts, but not in a boring way. Every topic in stage 1 connects to something you will actually do in ML later. First, you start with variables and data types. Yes, you will see int, float, string, bool, all that basic stuff. But instead of memorizing definitions like school, I want you to connect them to real data. Think like this: age of a customer, that is int; salary, that is float; customers review text, that is a string. Is this customer likely to churn? That's a bool, true or false. These are the features that later go into your ML model. When you store them in variables, you are already thinking like a data person, not just a coder. Then we move to the next thing in stage 1, that is list, tuples, and dictionaries. A list could be a collection of all your users' ages. A dictionary could be like key, where you have customer ID as a key and value as a small set of details about that customer. This is exactly how you will hold data in memory before giving it to a model or while cleaning it. Then there is one more thing which you need to do next, that is if else concept. Don't think if else means check even or odd. Think like an ML engineer. For example, if marks is less than 35, label this student as at risk. If purchase amount is more than 10,000, mark them as premier customer. And if last login date is too old, maybe they are a churn risk. Even before you train an ML model, this kind of rule based logic is how you start understanding your problem and your data. Next in the queue is the loop. Loops are next. There are two types of loops in Python, that is for and while. Looping is simply do this for every item in my data. For every student in my list, print their name and grade. For every transaction, check if it looks suspicious. This is exactly what we do when pre-processing data. We go through every row and apply some logic. Then next is functions in stage 1. Functions are the heart of a clean code where you feed the input, it processes the input and gets you the output. Instead of writing the same code 3 times or 4 times, you put it in a function. Later, when you build ML pipelines, you will think in terms of functions only, like load data, pre-process data, train model, evaluate model. All these are prominent functions in any ML model training. So stage 1 is basically building your grammar. Without this, NumPy, Pandas, scikit-learn, all of that will feel like a foreign language. Now stage 2, that is data and ML libraries. This is where Python starts to feel like AI ML, not just coding. So in this, I will divide this stage in two parts. First is stage 2A, that is NumPy, Pandas and basic matplotlib. So NumPy is about fast numerical operations like arrays, shapes, vectorized operations. Most ML libraries internally depend on NumPy. When you see a bunch of numbers as a matrix, NumPy is what helps you slice, transform, and feed it to a model efficiently. Next is Pandas. Pandas is your best friend for the data or for the data analysis. You will learn how to read CSV files. See the first few rows using head, check info, and describe to understand data types and basic statistics. You will filter rows, select columns, group by certain conditions. Now think about these things in ML terms. You have a CSV file of housing prices. With Pandas, you can load it, remove rows with missing price, filter only a particular city, compute average prices by number of rooms, all with just a few lines of code. That is exactly what you will do when you download dataset from Kaggle or get data inside a company. Next is basic matplotlib. You don't have to become a data visualization expert, but you should be able to create simple plots like line plots, bar charts, and histograms. You will visually check how are the house prices distributed. Are there outliers? Are there clear differences between categories? If you feed garbage data to ML, you get garbage models. So these simple plots help you avoid that. Next is stage 2B, second part of stage 2, that is scikit-learn. Scikit-learn is where you officially build ML models. You learn how to split your data into train and test using train, test, split. You understand the pattern, fit on training data, predict on test data, evaluate with some metric. You will build simple regression models to predict numbers like house prices or marks. You will build classification models to predict categories like pass or fail, spam or not spam, churn or not churn. You will see metrics like accuracy for classification, maybe root mean square or mean absolute error for regression. So this is what done by scikit-learn. After stage 2, you can honestly say, I know Python for basic machine learning. You are no longer just learning Python. You are using Python to do ML. Now next is stage 3, which is not exactly learning, but which is doing. That is projects. This is where most students either take off or quit, and I don't want you to quit. In stage 3, you apply everything from stage 1 and stage 2 you learn to real data set. You will do data cleaning like handling missing values, maybe filling them with mean or median or imputation method, dealing with outliers that can destroy your model, fixing inconsistent categories. Then you will do exploratory data analysis, that is also called EDA. You will use pandas and matplotlib to ask questions like what features are most correlated with the target? How does price changes with number of rooms? Are students with more study hours really scoring higher marks? Then you will build end-to-end mini projects. For example, a house price prediction project from raw CSV to a trained model and evaluation. A student performance analysis, which factors impact marks the most. A simple churn prediction, which users are likely to leave the platform. You will put these projects on GitHub, maybe write a short README explaining your approach. These are the things that make you stand out in it. not just a certificate. Trust me, this is the stage that turns I am learning into I can actually do things. Now, the stage 4, that is writing code like an engineer. Here we talk about the advanced Python concepts like OOP, error handling, file handling, and exceptions. OOP means object oriented programming. That sounds scary for many non CS students, but for ML, you don't need to become a professor. You just need enough to structure your projects cleanly. Here you will learn concepts like object, classes building, concepts like init, self, inheritance, polymorphism, etc. Then file handling is about reading and writing files properly. Text files, JSON configuration logs. Maybe your model hyperparameters are stored in a JSON file. Maybe you log training results to a file each run. Next, exceptions and error handling. These are about not letting your code crash in ugly ways. So instead of your program just dying with a weird error, you catch problems gracefully. So these file handling and exception are very important, especially for backend also. So this is where you move from I can write scripts to I can build small systems that do not break easily. In real ML jobs, this stage matters a lot because your code will run on servers, interact with APIs, handle user inputs, and you cannot afford to crash because of a tiny issue. Now, the next is stage 5, that is SciPy. SciPy is a ML library again, that is scientific Python. So SciPy is not for day one. It comes only after you have your basics and at least some math and statistics knowledge. SciPy helps with scientific computing, optimizations, advanced statistics, signal processing, and more. It is very powerful when you want to do deeper work, sometimes in research or advanced analytics. But here is the honest truth. For your first ML job or internship, you do not need to be a SciPy master. You should first understand basic probability, distribution, hypothesis testing, linear algebra, and only then slowly start using SciPy where it makes sense. So think of stage 5 as your advanced mode. You will naturally grow into it once you are comfortable with previous stages and you start asking more complex questions. So if you follow this ladder step by step with consistency, you can go from I am scared of coding to I can independently build ML projects in a realistic time frame, even as a non-CS student. Now, here is what I am doing to help you even more. I am creating a dedicated Python series on this channel focused on AI ML beginners like you. If you do not want to miss it when it starts dropping, hit the subscribe button right now and turn on all notifications. Don't leave it to I will remember later. You won't. Life will happen, college will reopen, assignments will happen, and 6 months will pass again. Subscribing is free, but missing this series might cost you another year of confusion. Also, after watching this roadmap, I want you to do 2 things. First, go to my channel homepage and watch the videos where I talk about AI ML roadmaps and breaking fear of coding. Those will mentally prepare you to actually follow this Python path. And second, put in the comment section which stage are you currently at. So wish you a happy learning and let us meet in the next video.